I wasn't planning on doing this today. I've been struggling with this video that I filmed when I was going through some of the darkest days of, actually, it's weird because it wasn't the darkest days of my life, but it was the days that I was actually facing the fact that I'd made some mistakes and I had owned them. I'd own up to them. And it's kind of a strange video. I'm going to post it as a part of this, but I think it's worthwhile. It might be worth looking to. And maybe somebody's there right now. I was reading, online, a friend of mine, and he's struggling, you know, and he's struggling because he's my age. He's like 50s, and people are dying at our age. And when your friends die and they're 45 or 55, and you're in that age range, probably this goes for every age range, but I feel like 50 is when you start really, when you start really understanding, like, mortality is real, dude. We're all going to go. And he's struggling because he had a horrible parting with his partner. And it sounds like, some alienation going on. And he's angry. And that's the path, right? That's part of the deal. So for me, and I can only speak to me, not me, the expert, it's me, the guy that just kind of went through it. So in my path, for a long time, I blamed my ex-spouse because of all of her shortcomings. And then for a long time, I realized that she didn't do it alone. She just didn't. She didn't do it alone. I was supposed to be a stronger man. I was supposed to be a better man. And even after the divorce, I was supposed to stick. It's funny, right? Because you come to these realizations, and at the end of the day, so I was saved through the forgiveness of Jesus. That's just the truth. It's the only truth I have, because I feel like I even cheated the mental health journey a little bit, because all of a sudden it was just, I learned about forgiveness, and I learned that I could repent and change. People don't think you can change, but you can change. And so I was in a moment, and I filmed this video, and I was angry at myself, and I didn't post it back then. I'm going to post it now because it's where my journey really for this started 2.5 years ago. And it's pretty intense, and there's some cussing, and that's not the way I do things now, but that's who I was. But the message is, I do care about your faith. That's just part of who I am. I don't preach about it when I speak because I'm not a pastor. I try to live by the example, and I don't always do it right. Still make mistakes. So I can't preach. So if you come to one of my presentations, I'm not preaching the gospel. You need to know the only way out of that stuff, that anger, that fear, that despair of losing a child, of losing somebody to divorce, of fingers being pointed at you for your mistakes, whether they're real, which sometimes they are, or whether they're not. The only way out is radical forgiveness. That's it. That doesn't mean you let people abuse you, but you gotta forgive, because it's the only way you can be forgiven. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Love you, man. Join the fire, because it's spreading.